Module 2 Self-Management Skills. Welcome back to the second module in this series. As you will remember, in the first module, we talked about emotional intelligence and introduced the concept of mindfulness as the first building block for becoming more emotionally intelligent. Speaking of mindfulness, why don't you take a moment and silently breathe in and out 5 times, each time noticing what it is like for the breath to flow in and out of your nostrils. Let's do it. Breathe in, breathe out. 1. Breathe in, breathe out. 2. Breathe in, breathe out. 3. Breathe in, breathe out. 4. Breathe in, breathe out. 5. Notice how your body feels right now, in this moment. And now make any adjustments you need to make to be present for this module. Remember, the more you practice being present, the better you will be at tapping into the information that your emotions communicate.
In this module, we will be discussing self-management as another key skill for life success. Self-management is the ability to regulate one's emotion, thoughts, and behavior effectively in different situations. Some people call this skill self-regulation or self-control. Now, turn to your workbook on page 7 and 8 and give your thoughts to the questions therein.
At some point, every person at some point struggles with simple things like getting out of bed in the morning, or eating healthy food, or getting enough exercise. And this includes adults like teachers and parents too. And this is normal. Without self-management skills, these challenges can begin to affect our personal and professional lives. Self-management skills allow us to accomplish smaller tasks that eventually become critical to achieving our long-term goals. There are a number of simple steps you could take to become a better. There are a number of simple steps you could take to become better at self-management. Here, we introduce 4 steps.
Step 1. Know your why. Many times we try to do one thing when in fact that thing would result in an outcome we do not desire. For example, our friend Patrick is feeling tired and he wants to rest. During his free time, he uses his phone to send WhatsApp messages to his friends for 2 whole hours when his free time ends. If Patrick really wants to get rest, then perhaps it may be best for him to get some sleep during the 2 hours rather than text for the whole time. But Patrick would first need to be aware that he's feeling tired. He could do this by practicing mindfulness. Second, he would need to know that feeling tired is information for him that his body needs to recover. Third, he would need to act on that information, in this case, decide to sleep in order to get his body rested and back to normal functioning. You can always find your way by using the phrase, in order to. I am studying for an hour every night in order to pass my national exams with flying colors. I am brushing my teeth every morning and evening in order to improve my dental health. I'm calling my family every 2 weeks in order to let them know that I care about them. When you are clear about your why, you'll be able to engage what psychologists call intrinsic motivation, which allows you to keep making progress on your cause even when the going gets tough.
Step 2. Become a mental energy accountant. Once you have identified your why, you now have to monitor how much energy you need to spend on activities connected to that why versus other unrelated activities. Being mindful of when to spend and when to conserve your mental energy will help you navigate your environment and achieve your goals. Just like an athlete, you cannot accept to simply wake up and win a marathon or sprint without actually practicing. It is going to be easier to exercise self-control when you have practiced doing so, especially when the stakes are low. Doing seemingly unrelated and simple self-control tasks is one low-stakes way to practice self-control. For example, you may practice brushing your teeth or cleaning or any other everyday task using your non-dominant hand. It's fun, simple, and playful, isn't it? Although such a task is simple, it actually tricks the brain into believing self-control is possible and fun. In fact, researchers have shown that such simple tasks increase self-control in other areas of one's lives.
Step 4. Take your mind out of the middle. Have you ever been in a situation when you felt torn between two things you wanted to do at the same time? For example, you may have found yourself thinking, should I exercise now or later? Should I have 0, 1, 2, or 10 donuts? This kind of going back and forth can work against your ability to manage yourself. A solution is to take mind of the middle by setting up a mental contract, something like, when I get home from class, I will read chapter 5. Now the decision making is done. You now know when you will study. It sounds simple, but it works.
Now it's your turn. What is an area of your life where you could become better at self-management? Write it down in your workbook on page 8. Follow the steps 1 to 4 that we have reviewed here to map out an action plan for how you may improve self-management in the area you have chosen. Turn to page 8 of your workbook. Notice what happens when you try to put your action plan into practice. What do you notice after day 1, 3 days, a week? Be sure to return to your workbook to take notes of your progress in this area. Well done. This is the end of Module 2. Up next is friendship and healthy relationships.